Hello, everyone. Patriot 5 here. Got my computer back and running. Ron got his internet fixed up today. Fast speed, really good. And I tell you, it seems to be working good. I did a little 2-minute thing, and I couldn't remember how to shut it off, how to stop the thing. But everything is good, and we're ready to go. We're hoping to have some good times tonight. I got a lot to talk about, and I love to talk. You guys all know that. The one thing that's good about this is you guys ought to be able to see my for some reason on a computer, my double chin don't look so double tonight. But you know what? Hi, Jeffrey. Hi, Janet. Good to see you guys. Okay, guys, as I said, I'm on the computer. Hi, Bill. Bill, good to see you make it again. Was that Terry? Good to see you, Terry. I'm going to go ahead and do the pledge and say the music. I'll be right back. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, where the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
I yelled at her for stealing the chicken, Mommy. She decided she didn't want to be yelled at, so she went and ate it.
From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, oh, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, oh, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I'd rather stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Yes, God bless the USA. Proud to be an American. Looking over there to see if Patriot Super Gymnast is on. I didn't get a chance to call her tonight to see if she was going to come on, but they're very busy. You know, kids in summer vacations has a way of wanting them to get out. Our weather here today was not very well. I hope everybody else had better weather than we did. But I want to start off the show tonight letting everybody know that the music we just played, we have no legal rights to it. We use it for entertainment purposes only. It's good to see Beth and and Family Channel, and Janet Taylor. Janet's here. David Duffy, Lila, Jeffrey, Bill Woods. I've already said hi to you. David, I try to get as many as I can, but it is what it is. And also, this video is not meant for children. You can watch it under this discretion and getting permission. Rain and sunshine here. Good, Beth. We're supposed to get rain. I mean, it wasn't for me. It was a nice day because I love the heat. When I grew up, it couldn't get hot enough for me. But since I gotten, I'm a little bit older, just a little bit. I no, it's about not, Janet. The world is not ready for what's about to happen. But no, since I got a little older, the heat bothers me. But that's a good thing is I got a swimming pool and that. And today I got to spend a part of the morning. Me and my son, we planted trees about 4 years ago in the backyard. We bought cherry tree, pear trees, apple trees, and peach trees. And our one cherry tree is just absolutely loaded. I went out and picked a bowl today about that round and about that deep, full of cherries. As a matter of fact, I can show you what I did. Here's the bowl of cherries I picked today. They're a little bit sour. I like the darker cherry ones better, but we didn't get them. But you know what? They're ours. We raised them, and they're good. And I really enjoy them. Yesterday, I brought Ron down about a half a glass full of one. A glass. This is the glass, and I filled it. And then on the way down, I spilled them, and I only got about a half of them down here. But he kept saying they was sour, but boy, he kept eating them, so they must have been pretty good. I still got a lot more to pick. But our peach trees, my son right now is down at the house. I was down there with him. He's down at the house right now out in the orchard. And our peach trees are so full that he's building braces for the branches to lay the branches on, because the peaches are only about this big right now, about right like that. They're only about that big. And no, I'm not making some comment, some hoobie slurb or whatever. I used to get accused of that all the time, but I didn't even know what it was. But anyway, they're only about that big. They're going to get to be about that big or a little bit bigger, maybe like that. And when they do, the weight's going to be tremendous. So we're trying to prevent them from breaking off. One Voice, good to see you. Did I miss anybody? Probably. Looks like the old gang is here tonight. When I do a day show, there's a lot of new people from a lot of countries and that. But good news today. I got one of these from Ron. We all like these, don't we, Ron?
What?
The Cub flag losing.
Oh yeah.
For all of you that don't know what that is, it's a Cub flag losing. But let me get back to the kids. As I've told you, this is not meant for you, but you can watch it under the conditions I've already mentioned. So with that being said, Super Jimmy, I seen you posted a lot today about mommy and that, and I know you're missing her, and so are we. And I wish there was a button, my friend, that I could push. Hi, Carol. Hi, Diane, VA. I wish there was a button I could push and take your pain away, but I'd love to tell you, oh, it gets better, but your mommy is your best friend in the world always. And it'll linger. And I tell you this, guys, speaking from experience, because my dad was the oldest of 4 children in his family. And my dad was the guy who believed in family values, believed in doing whatever he could to carry on the Anderson last name for his dad and his grandpa. And he had children. He had 3 boys and a girl. Unfortunately, Ron has no children. Unfortunately, my brother Russ had 5 daughters instead of having a son. And I was able to grant my dad, before he passed away, a grandson to carry on his name, who since then has also had a son. So we're good for the next generation and the next generation. And so that being said, but my dad was a mama's girl, and his mom died when he was 13 years old. And even at 79 years old, 66 years later, my dad would get choked up about losing his mom. And I can understand it. I had a dream. And I actually got to meet my grandma. She was gone a long, long time. And I had a dream, and I'll share it with you guys someday on a show. Someday when I feel like talking about dreams. Because, there is no such thing as an impossible dream. No matter how far you have to travel and what you have to do, all dreams can be achieved. So, Jimmy, just hang in there, my friend. Tell your dad and family I said hi. Patriot 11, I really would love to hear from you. I really would. Just to say hi. I'm still looking at ranches, and I thought I was going to have to really look closely because I really thought we were going to be getting some things. I'll discuss that in the show tonight. Patriot Karate Kid and Patriot Wyatt Earp. I caught an episode of Wyatt Earp the other night, late at night. I've been having trouble sleeping. This week. And I caught an episode of Wyatt Earp, and I thought of you, my young man. And Patriot Princess, our queen. Patriot Hunter, her brother. I keep waiting for Grandma to send me some picture of you, or even give me an update. Put something on Facebook about how you're doing in your sports. Now, since we're speaking sports to you, and I know how avid you are in softball, when you go in the boys' version of it, they play baseball. And remember, I did an early show Wednesday. And the reason I did an early show was because Patriots 7 had a ball game in the tournament. They had just beat this team about 8 or 9 days before, but unfortunately, the team's 2 best players weren't there the night we beat them, and we didn't know that. And it just happened that one of the best players was a pitcher. And of all the games that my grandson played this year, Patriots 7, this was probably the best pitcher he faced. He batted twice against him. He got a walk, and he struck out. And I'm not making excuses because I was an umpire, and I understand you miss calls, but on a 3-2 pitch, when the ball hits the home plate, it's not a strike. And he was called out on a ball that hit home plate. But they brought a new pitcher in the 4th inning, and he came up for his 3rd at bat. But before he went up there, he looked at me and he said, "Papa, this is perfect hitting speed. I'm going to do real good against him." He came up, they were losing 6-0. They had no life in them at all. And they might as well have quit then until Liam hit a 3-run homer. And to say I went ballistic is an understatement. I haven't rooted that hard. I haven't got that excited since 2005 when the White Sox won the World Series, or I haven't got that excited like that since 1972 when the Hersher Tigers, the team I played for, come back from a 5-run deficit in the last inning and scored 7 runs to beat Bishop McNamara, our arch rival, and win the conference championship, and achieved a goal that we set for each other when we promised our coach we would be the first Hersher high school team to ever go to state, and we did. And when we promised him we'd win the conference title, and we did. But I got excited, but I was going nuts. So much so that as my grandson was running around second to third, he said he could hear me yelling, and he just happened to start looking towards home, and I'm up there running and jumping and yelling and screaming at him to run. It was like a run, Forrest, run, Forrest, run. But I shouldn't use that because that's a terrible, terrible person. And my grandson is one of the sweetest little boys in the world. Even though he's got a bad habit, when something don't go his way, he goes, ah! But kids have trademarks. But he hit a home run, and the next time up, he got a walk with the bases loaded. They scored 5 runs, and he drove in 4 of them, and they lost. But it was a learning experience. They knew they came in a little overconfident, but it wasn't the overconfidence. It was a really good pitcher. Then we have Boogie, Bugs, Boogaloo, and Boogaroo, who I just got pictures of all of them recently. John sent me pictures, and we communicated, and I thank you, John. It's good to see you here. Ron's here now. And, well, I just seen you come up. Robert Ford's here. Robert, good to see you. Send me a message on the one place we chat. Yeah, Ron says it's pretty late for you, but we have so much to be thankful for, so many things that's going on, and I'm going to get into that, kids. But we have Patriot, little Leona, and little Leilana, and that, and there's so many, and I went home today after I sat down here. As I said, Ron got some new internet hooked up today, and when he got the new internet hooked up, he literally, you can't believe what it's done. I mean, I couldn't use the computer down here. Remember, it wasn't working. We did nothing different. I just plugged it in, turned it on, and man, it's working good. The computer is working good, and it's so much easier. I can read over here, and that, and everything is good. Hi everyone. Who's that? Eat fresh pineapple for inflammation. I've heard that. And but anyway, we also have Super Gymnast, who I was hoping she would be on here. That's Ella, our moderator, and that, and we have Patriots, Small Hank, where I don't know, for some reason Mom and Dad hooked him up with a phone, and he's able to text me now. I think he sent me emojis about 100 today. And then he drew something, and he says, "Can you tell me what Jason?" Because his name is actually Jason. He he was named after the original Red Ranger in Power Rangers, and he wanted me to see if I could tell him what he drew, and I had no idea. So I said, "It looks like a cat," and I didn't know what to say, but I did answer him, and he was so happy. He went to his dad and says, Grandpa Hank actually, he talked back to me today. So, sure I will. He's someone I can talk on the same level to. But then we have Patriot little Monkey and Patriot Kira. Now, Patriot little Monkey at Liam's game the other night. There's 2 or 3 fields at this ballpark, and they was playing on the one field, and in between them there is a nice park. There's swing sets and slides, and then there's like this jungle Jimmy game, where you can go up high and you can do this, you can do that, and you can literally have a lot of fun. And she was over there playing. When she needed popcorn or something to drink, she'd come to Grandpa, and she got her popcorn and drink. And the game was getting close to being over. It was in the last inning. Once we batted, it was going to be over. And I said to my daughter, Amber, I says, "Do you know where she's at?" And she said, "I don't see her." "Hi, Karen. Good to see you here." And anyway, my daughter, I said, "I'll walk over and get her." Well, we all know what happens sometimes to kids. And I'm probably the safest person, most overprotective person that I know when it comes to kids. And I went over there to get her and I couldn't find her. And I'm looking. The can't find her started to scare me. I went up to this lady that was there and I said, ma'am, do you remember seeing that little girl that I was over here a little bit ago playing with? And she goes, she was just here, I thought. But see, the other two ball diamonds, the games was over and people was leaving. I got a very, very bad feeling. And I started yelling. I was just getting ready to go get the mom and the dad, my daughter and son-in-law, and then other people. I was about ready to go get them and let's start looking. And I yelled, Addison. And over by the team we were playing's dugout, where the kids could go in and out of the dugout to come around and talk to their parents if they wanted to. She was sitting there playing in the dirt with another little girl. And when I seen her, I said, Addison, come here. And she came and I said, we got to go. And she said, she got mad at me. She literally got mad at me. But I was so relieved and so happy that, you know, it was good for me that we found her and she was okay. And we're walking over and I'm trying to explain to her why I was upset. And she didn't understand it. We get over to her mom's and her mom said, uh-oh, she got in trouble. And when I told her mom what happened, hi, Sharon, good to see you here. And when I told her mom what happened, I said, she said, did you yell at her? And before I could answer, the little monkey said, yes. And then when I tried to talk to her, she says, I'm mad at you. And she walked away. And me and her are like this. I mean, we're close. And it's just one of those things. But the game ended. I got ready to leave. And as I'm leaving, she comes running up to me and she says, when am I going to get to see you again? And I said, I thought you was mad at me. She said, oh, Grandpa, you know I can't get mad at you. So that pretty much does the kids and the things I needed to talk about. I want to get into the show. And I cut grass for Ron the other day, one voice. Well, it depends on how much grass you got to cut. But don't overdo it, one voice. It'll still be there tomorrow. I got lucky the other day. Ron's got a big yard and I'm push mowing it. And I was real nice to a guy that lives a couple doors down who was mowing the next door neighbor's yard because he's a handicapped guy. Actually, he's in the hospital. We thought he was going to die here a while back. Hi, Ian. Russ, good to see you. But anyway, I did a favor for him and told him about the guy being in the hospital. He didn't know about it. So evidently I'd made some brownie points and he mowed the whole front yard pretty much, which kept me, you know, saved me a 15 minutes, 20 minutes of that. But it is what it is. But I want to talk, guys, in the show tonight. I want to start the show off about, and if I can kind of see to read, I might miss your comment, but I'll look. But I have a question for you. On the 11th, how disappointed was everyone when nothing happened? On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being very disappointed and 1 being not hardly disappointed. Yes, it is coming soon, Janet. But on a scale of 1 to 10, what was your disappointment that our main man, the Hat, came out and announced in a video and announced on live air that the 11th would be the greatest day of the year so far? I must have went to my phone 25 to 50 times that day looking for something that was going to happen. Australia is going to be our 52nd. Is that behind Canada? Okay. I thought Mexico was supposed to be our 52nd. And Australia was going to. Now, is New Zealand going to come in too, Russ? Because I know they was talking Australia and New Zealand. But anyway, on a scale of 1 to 10, because mine, I'm going to blow the cap off. I'm going to give it an 11 disappointment. I mean, we have went too far. And see, guys, how many of you here also have let your emotions get away and you know this is the day. You know this is what's going to happen. You know it's time and we're ready to rock and roll only to be let down. Because see, I've done that, but I promised myself I wouldn't let it happen again. And I did on the 11th. Now they're saying tomorrow is supposed to be a major day. They're saying that the hat has made an audio or a video that is going to explain things. It's a recording and it's going to go all over every place. Everybody in the world will see this explaining things. Ron says that's the 16th. I thought it was Sunday. But see, here's what upsets me also about the 11th, and see if it upsets any of you guys. Yes, Jeffrey, before I go any further, I'm gonna acknowledge you. Jeffrey said he needs the beds. Me and Ron were sitting around today. The guys were working on his new internet, and so we didn't have internet here. And we're sitting around, and Ron looks at me and says, "I don't care what they do. I just want the beds. I'll settle for the beds. Just give us them. Let's get everybody healthy." And I agreed 100%. I agreed 100%. And I think a lot of people would agree, like that. It doesn't matter how much money, I just went out and I had a terrible day yesterday. If it could go wrong yesterday, it did. And as it was a bad day. So I've always told that myself, when you have a bad day, go do something good for yourself. So I did. I went out and bought some more currency. Why would I do that? We got so much currency. And this is not for anybody who thinks I'm bragging when I say that Ron and myself and my brother Russ, we have so much. It's not. It's just that in order to be a leader, you got to lead. And we do have a lot. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, David. Who'd you say said that? Ian. Yes. But we need to start seeing it. We can grow and grow and grow, but we've always thought we was a great wealthy country too, only to find out they was plugging our bunghole. We weren't getting nothing. We were going out working, killing ourselves while they were getting rich and getting on the beds and everything. Ian must have something here. Shows it all. What did I miss? I go back up here and see what he said. Health is wealth. Health is wealth. Yes. Like I said, it doesn't matter how much money you have. I mean, Ron. Well, not so much Ron. My sister. So there's 3 boys and a girl. My sister. She had an aunt and uncle. They never claimed us as their nephews. So, she had an aunt and uncle and they had money. My sister got it all. But they had money. But see, here's the thing. They died miserable lives. When you treat people wrong, God makes you pay. I have no doubt when I die, I'm going to the big man in the sky. I have no doubt when they died, they went to the red man in the ground, down in the fire. They need to learn to watch Chicago Fire.
No, not to my uncle. I mean, he had to put up with Bonnie.
Well, yeah, we had an uncle that married into the family, and the woman he married, my dad's sister, which technically, yeah, he was our aunt. She was our aunt. The stuff he had to put up with, I do commend him. And the next time I go to the cemetery, I'll put flowers on his grave. So, hey, Ella, good to see you make it. Okay, everyone. Look at that. Sharetta, man, she was right there saying hi. Been on for a little bit, huh? Well, Liam's on too. Hey, Liam, good to see you. So, Ella and Liam will tell you right now, all we talked about so far was the kids and the disappointment on the 11th. That's pretty much all we've covered. You haven't missed a whole lot. Liam, you did miss the bragging I did to you about your 3-run homer the other night and how hysterically excited I got. And I mean, this homer was so great, guys. His grandmother, my ex, what do they call them? When you get married, what is that woman called? Yeah, that my ex.
Addison is watching as well.
Addison, are you here too? All right. Got a whole grandkid full of grandkids. Good to see you here, guys. But anyway, she even got up, and I have not seen her move this fast since she was a teenager, when she was probably the best woman athlete to maybe ever come out of our high school. I mean, they had 5 different sports for girls in high school, 4 years, and she got 20 varsity letters. And if you see her now, the way she walks, she don't walk like an angel. She don't talk like an angel. And she is definitely not the devil in disguise. She really needs the meds. She really does. I have never talked to her about them because, heck, for 23 years of marriage, she always thought I was goofy and stupid. So why talk about something she has no knowledge? She does have a lot of knowledge. three master's degrees later after I paid for them. But anyway, good to see you kids here and enjoy the show. Talk to the people but Liam was very proud of him the other night. He hit the homer, but he almost, like I said, guys, he almost predicted the homer because he told me this is a pitcher that is really hittable, and he did. And the farther that ball went, the more I kept jumping up and down and yelling and screaming. And I'm just thankful no one got it on video. It might have went on funniest home videos, whatever. Vibrations are the key to our future. Yes, they are. In more ways than one, David, in more ways than one, because vibrations is what's going to really help us when we get on these beds. But we need to keep our vibrations up to get there. So that's a good one. Thank you. Yes, you did what? Ella says, hi, Uncle Ron. So let me see what we got for the show tonight. Oh, Ron brings me this stuff. And prepare for the global currency reset, the full-scale activation of the gold asset-backed quantum financial system, the public introduction of the special beds, a 48-hour wealth redistribution blackout, and 10 days of worldwide communication darkness, all synchronized with ongoing mass arrests in multiple countries. On Saturday, 14th June 2025, the quantum financial system, QFS, will officially transition into full operational control. Global banking structures are now syncing, syncing, I guess, I don't know, to the asset-backed framework, dismantling the final remnants of the fiat system. On Monday, 16th June 2025, the scheduled 48-hour blackout for GCR/SYNC Big G wealth redistribution will begin. This makes the initiation of massive fund allocations into new sovereign digital wallets under QFS oversight. On Friday, 20 June 2025, the 10 days of darkness will begin through the secure Starlink satellite system. During this period, all traditional media will go offline 24/7. Documentaries will be broadcast globally via the emergency broadcast system, detailing the takedown of the cabal, the fall of the fiat USD, and the rise of the sovereign freedom for all 209 Big G compliant nations. On Wednesday, 25th June 2025, the first day of wealth redistribution will go live. Millions will receive their initial funds, empowering communities and triggering local economic recovery projects worldwide. On Friday, 27th June 2025, listen to this one, guys. This is what we've been talking. The special beds will begin. Phased activation clinics will prioritize children with long-term illnesses, the critically ill, and the veterans in alignment with the QFS mandated biometric verification protocols. On Monday, 30th June 2025, healing centers equipped with the special beds will open in strategic regions. Training sessions for the special beds specialists will begin, part of the global shift to restorative quantum health technologies championed by the HAT since 2016. On Wednesday, 2 July 2025, global special beds demonstrations will be streamed via Starlight broadcast, revealing their capabilities in reversing aging, curing chronic diseases, and restoring full body function, a total revolution in healthcare. On Saturday, 5 July 2025, the International Special Beds Access Program will be launched, ensuring fair access across the continents. No individual will be denied healing based on wealth or geography. Every citizen will have the right to restoration. On Friday, 4 July 2025, President the Hat will host a monumental Independence Day celebration marking 250 years since 1776, symbolizing the rebirth of a free republic under the Big G law. Celebrations will merge with global QFS announcements and unveilings of new sovereign instructions. And then it just wants you to join the channel. That was a lot of information, guys. You know, it was amazing because I had not read that. I had not looked at it. I had not seen it. And when I read that, it's like, this is exactly what we were talking about. And in there, in that reading, I mentioned the 4th of July. And all I'm going to tell my grandkids for the 4th of July this year, be ready to go get a lot of them cold things out of the coolers for people. I think a lot of people's going to be doing a lot of questioning. And I think they're going to be asking me and Uncle Ron a whole lot of questions and want a whole lot of answers. Heck, guys, Ella and Liam and Addison, we might do our own show right at Uncle Bump's that day by the pool. Can you see me with my computer standing up on his deck of his pool, and we do a show? That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Hey, Liam, instead of worrying about hitting another home run, just keep getting the base hits. The home runs will come.
Talk about the kids tonight?
Huh? Yeah, I did.
You never said that.
I never what? I did too. I said it before I even talked about him. As soon as we did the music, I talked about it and said we didn't, that the kids couldn't watch it but unless they have under supervision. So anyway, I seen this today and I said to Ron, I'm going to save it because I want to read it. Very, very short. March 17th, we are all Irish, aren't we? Corned beef and cabbage, all dressing green. May 5th, we are all Mexicans. How about July 4th, we all act like Americans? And he got a picture of a flag. And I might upset some people who might watch this show right now. Not the people on here, I don't think I'll upset. But I think we need to add something new in our law and make it an amendment. If the flag is not damaged, if you take a flag and you disrespect it, you should get thrown in jail. Maybe a night or two with Bubba and Big Mike. If you burn a flag, you get a minimum. No, you get at least 1 year in prison. And when you're in there, the people that's in there with you, you let them know why they're there. If you don't respect our flag, if you don't respect our country, hey, I think a great humanitarian project would be to get this Uber thing going really big. And anybody who doesn't respect our country and doesn't want to be here, we'll drive them. We'll even buy their ticket to get them out. I got to see what else we got here. Here's Bruce last night. Now, I don't listen to Bruce live. I like Bruce. But I think when he comes on and Sue will be on for 45 minutes to an hour, selling her projects that all she's doing is making assumptions. She knows what she's talking about. How do you teach somebody something when you've never done it yourself? How can you teach somebody that you are the expert in a field of something and you've never done it yourself? AKA, she sells program after program after program, teaching us what we need to do when we go to the Redemption Center. We used to have a lady on here, Elaine, and she put a program together for us, and we just give it away to the people who wanted. Is it true? We don't know, but it's what we've heard is true. But we don't charge. We just give it to them. She charges $200, and she teaches the classes. And evidently, business slowed down because she had to go now. And now she's an expert on the special beds. All right, Karen, USA, 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 USA. Great post. If we have time, will you do a Q&A? Sure. I'll do a Q&A for a little bit. I'm going to wrap it up here in a few minutes. And I really, guys, for the nighttime version, people that haven't seen the daytime shows, Ella and myself and Liam, if he feels like it, he's usually there, but he gets off doing other things. Addison goes in and watches cartoons, takes a nap. But we have been starting to do questions and answers because Ella can see on her screen a lot better. She tells me the question and I answer it. I don't have the answer for everything. I've been called a lot of bad names, but I enjoy it. So yeah, we'll wrap it up here in just a few minutes and do about 10 minutes. Okay. God definitely won. But here is Bruce last night. This is what he had to say. And this is the version coming from Carpathia. So for those who don't care for him, just remember there's none of us that has the exact truth. He does the best he can. The fact that he thinks he's got to make money, that's the only thing I don't like. But you know what? He's going to have to be the one that faces the hat when it's all said and done. There are certain people paid through the QFS, but not sure who they are. And Bruce is trying to find out. It is a good-sized group paid out. The good news is that things regarding the RV is moving forward. The QFS is now globally integrated. Starlink blockchain and SynTalk is interconnected. Our accounts in the banks are now actively in USN. They were in USD, but now in USN. And the USN is the big thing to be announced with the big N, and pre-recorded announcement is to be made early next week using the EBS. It should be announcing some basics of the big N. It could be on EBS or the news channel. It will be at 8 a.m. Eastern time Monday morning. Is that when you said, Ron?
Yeah.
So 8 o'clock is when that pre-recorded message on Monday morning, boy, Eastern time, that's 7 o'clock. Man, I got to get up at 7 o'clock. Are you? I wish I had the hat's number. I'd have to call him and see if we could move that back to about noon Eastern time. No, I'll be there. Prior to that, what is going to happen on Saturday, there is the 250th year anniversary of the U.S. Army Celebration Parade for Flag Day. Military parade, many different Army bases from different states. The parade is supposed to start at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with fireworks at 9:45 p.m. It should be on the grassy area of the mall with reflection with the reflection pole. Supposedly, we are going to get that indicator of something happening over the weekend. Most recent info says we could get notified Monday and exchange on Tuesday. I do believe it could be a case of Redemption Center will go in at noon on Monday. Now, Bruce says when I said the Redemption Center people will go in at noon on Monday, Bruce says he has it from a Redemption Center personally, that they're going in Monday to the Redemption Center at noon. Noon Monday, and on Tuesday they're doing it at 9 a.m. This is a good indicator. This is coming to where this has to go now, and they want it to go. That is what Bruce is hearing for timeline. Everyone has signed recent NDAs between banks and Redemption Center people. Everyone at the Redemption Centers has been vetted. They are getting everything ready with last-minute training. They are sending emails out to make sure the staff in the Redemption Centers know the timeline of what is to happen and when. Beyond that, Bruce does not know what to think about, what else there is to do. We have the insurrections going on the cities around the country. Many snuffed out already. Certain states may not have a whole lot of happening, but others could be more organized. Let's believe we will move forward with this timeline. Do not think we will have too much of a problem domestically. We want a great Flag Day celebration and parade and have a meaningful Father's Day on Sunday. That's all, Bruce. Looks like Monday for notifications, according to Bruce. So you know it's not a bad time. It's a great time. And then click. When they start to do, when he records these audios, and as soon as he says, I'll tell you now, it's a great time. As soon as he says, I'll tell you now, click. He ain't going to say, he's not going to sit around and listen to Bruce pump up our beloved Sue. So I think all I got left now is Restored Republic. And the thing of it is, once I read all the stuff I've read, by the time I get to Restored Republic, most of it's gone. Good one, Ian. Ian is saying the trolls are scared of Ella. So this is Restored Republic via GCR, June 13, 2025. Restored Republic GCR updates of that. Red alert. Israel has bombed Iran. Military at DEFCON 1 for nuclear holocaust. Deep state planned insurrection for Saturday, 14th June 2025. Democrats, NGO, and CCP working to trigger a civil, you know what? I'll spell it backwards, RAW. And USA collapse. Brace for the next 72 hours is what Mr. Poole says, but he doesn't say. Be kind to people. They need it the most. Did you guys see the video last night on YouTube where the Democrats, some lady, she got on there and she started talking and she says, this hurts me so to announce this. She said, it pains me to say this, but I have to tell the world I'm a retard. And then she went on to use that word about 5 or 6 times. And I didn't like it because I don't like that word. She's just specially handicapped. That's a word I never have liked. Someone wants Ella to change her name. What was it? I seen it. Ronnie, Ian Bell wants Ella to change her name to Troll Slayer.
I read it.
So, Judy note, in a quest for power, the leftist Democrats and deep state globalists, in cooperation with the Communist Party, Antifa, and others wishing to take over America, were funding organized riots this week in cities near you. Now, organizing riots. Here's what I don't understand. These people out here, they want money so bad that they're willing to take money to go and possibly lose everything. As our president said, I'm calling in the Marines. And what they're got in their guns are not going to be of the rubber proportion. They're going to be real. So, I mean, I'm hoping that they're overselling this to try to scare people. I was talking to Marianne last night. She don't live a hoe too far away. She don't live too far away from Washington, D.C. And I said, well, you should go see that parade. And she told me no. And I said, get close enough to see the fireworks. She said, it's going to be a madhouse. I'm just going to stay at home. I'll watch it on TV. Kind of like New Year's Eve with Dick Clark Live. Can you imagine, guys? You know, all these people are supposed to be still with us. Dick Clark's supposed to be one of them. Man, can you imagine how New Year's Eve is going to be again when we can rock in the new year with Dick Clark? Is there ever been a guy more influential in music? Just one individual. I'm not talking about groups, you know, the Beatles, the Beach Boys, which I read the other day, Brian Wilson passed away. I'm really hoping that's not true. But this man never played an instrument that I knew of, never sang that I knew of. But I'm telling you, he knew more music backwards. Is there anybody, my grandkids, anybody else in here that didn't grow up watching American Bandstand? a lot of this with Judy tonight is just about what's supposed to happen tomorrow. And we all know what that is. But I have a question. I received a message today and it stated boycott Walmart. It said boycott Walmart because they're bad. The owner, the main owner, the daughter, whatever, she's worth 19.3 or $4 billion. And she's donating money to these people that's supposed to go and do what they're supposed to do bad on tomorrow. But I got thinking, they know she's bad. She's got all this money. But if she's bad and she's doing this, why hasn't she been arrested? And the money she has is fiat currency. So why don't they just throw it away? So here, NY City and LA protesters have confessed they were being paid $200 a day to cause chaotic disruption, and were being supplied with expensive headgear, weapons, and pallets of bricks and rocks to do it. Wow. It's a sad time, but it's a happy time in the same, because when something like that happens, we're there. So that's pretty. Oh, wow. I just looked in, Liam, the time when I just looked up here that I've been on the show so far tonight was 5:55, 55 minutes and 55 seconds. Follow the bricks. No, stay out of the way of the bricks. So what Janet got? One of the hat's favorites, especially. Okay, so I'm going to take about 10 minutes of questions. If you guys want to ask questions, if not, we'll wrap it up. But that pretty much does the show for tonight. And for all those who are dads, for all the moms who had to play dad, I hope all of you have a happy Father's Day. I hope you have a tremendous. Hey, Cindy made it. Cindy, how you feeling? General Lee's here. I really haven't heard it, Ella, but I will Google it tonight.
What?
Ella wants to know, what do you think of Carrie Underwood's song, Jesus Take the Wheel? Hey, by the way, Ella, I got you that new shirt in. It came in. I bought you a Carrie Underwood shirt. As Addison goes, where's mine, Grandpa? Where's mine? Is she still on? So, thanks, David. Any questions? Oh, you're going back to work. That's good. For all of you guys that don't know, Cindy's been sick. She went through surgery, and she says she's feeling great. She's going back to work. So all them prayers helped. So you know what? I guess since everybody wants to talk to Ella, I'll just sit here and smile and look pretty. Ella, what is your plans for the summer with your siblings? Yes, later this month they're going to Gulf Streams with their mom and dad and my niece and Dida. John, we're already having that, don't you think, buddy? I think it's about time we go into that 1,000 years apiece, because we're already having that. She does have a very beautiful voice, but you have to understand. I'll let her tell you. Yeah, thank you, Ian. Very, very close, John. I really believe that. You know, and see, guys, I have more important meanings just than my health. Liam, who's on here tonight, has allergies, and I have cats. He's allergic to cats. And I respect my daughter and my son in law's decision. I don't agree with it, but I respect it that my grandkids have never got to spend a night at my house because of my cats, because it's not fair to Liam. But we're going to get him on them beds. And we're going to get him on them beds, and then we're going to he's going to be able to, all three of them are going to be able to spend the night with me. Now, another thing is, if Liam is still on, he's going to crack up now. Hi, Addison. Good to see you. Is Liam still there too? Addison just says, hi, Papa. But you don't call me Papa. You call me Grandpa. But anyway, I told Liam that when he goes to get on the bed, to make sure he wears his black underwear. That one even brought a smile to Ron's face. Ella, 1 year tour to Charleston. What are we talking about? Yes, it does, John. Hey, John, that one grandchild of yours, man, it's not fair, the hair that grandkid has, and I got this. I thought about up here on top writing 8 ball. Yes, David, we're more than ready. We're past. Okay. Then we go to the 6th and hope it happens then. That is a great question, Michael James. Michael James asks, hey, Ralph, let me ask you a question. What if nothing happens all the way to the 5th of July? Then what? First of all, I don't think it's going to do that. But if that's what it happens, the 4th is on a Friday, the 5th is on a Saturday. If nothing has happened by then, I may do a special show on Saturday just to try to pick up the spirits of you guys. Thank you, Ella. But yes, I really believe something will, but I've been doing this so long. I mean, me and Ron have been doing this so long. Is my hat on crooked or is my head crooked tonight? Because I keep looking at myself on the screen and I swear I'm crooked. Time is definitely irrelevant. But no, John, if nothing happens all through the 4th, Janet, if nothing happens up to the 4th, what are you going to feel like on the 5th? You're going to feel upset. But it is a great question, Michael. And that's why I like doing these questions and answers, because, and for these things, you can actually thank Ella. She's the one that got them started. I think what I need to do is start doing a little bit quicker video. But here's the thing. If I go a little longer, if I go an hour and 10 minutes, an hour and 15 or 20 minutes, we're just answering questions. We're just trying to bring our family closer. If it gets too long for you, feel free to just say goodnight and enjoy what we have. It's going to be it's already turning very biblical, Janet. We try to, and guys, when you say me and Ron make it tolerable, there's some days that I know when I come down here and the moods I'm in, Ron wants to kick my rump. And there's some days that I want to do the same thing to him, but usually it takes about 45 seconds, if that, and we're back on track. There's always going to be some bad with the good. And the thing of it is, we're not looking for the good now. We're looking for the great, the amazing. And if I was smarter, I'd tell you more words, but I don't have a big vocabulary. Papa, Tuesday, can we do a Q&A if you come? Sure. But yeah, I'll just come over Tuesday. We'll do a video. We'll do the show. Mommy, we were going to do a Wednesday, but we'll just do Wednesday night. If Liam doesn't win tomorrow, we won't have no ball games next week. Yeah, it is, Janet. The greatest wealth transfer in human history is happening worldwide. It is. And, when I did my show Wednesday, it was the man ask the question just before Ella come on, because if she'd have seen the question, she'd been gone. He'd been gone. But oh God, I forgot what the question was. Oh, I was talking about Wednesday about everyone on this show is millionaires. And this one man, he called me some names. But that's okay, because sticks and stones will break my bones. Names have never hurt me, right? Food replicators, technology, no more hunger on earth. Isn't that about one of the greatest things, John? When you stop and think about it, I'm wearing a pair of shoes right now that was given to me a couple years ago for Christmas. And when I get tired of wearing them shoes, I can take them and put them in that little container. It'll chew them up. It'll turn it into certain things. And the next time I think anything about them shoes, I might be eating a T-bone steak. So Russ, I won't say we should do that. But if nothing at all happens this month, and I'm going to even go a little bit further. If nothing happens this month, and nothing happens, by the 4th of July, nothing. What I'm saying, all we keep hearing, Russ, is it's happening. It's happening. Well, you know what? You cannot keep arresting people. You cannot keep sending people. As Ron says, we're supposed to be celebration. Remember, from Memorial Day until now, we were supposed to be in the biggest celebration until everything really hit. This was supposed to be big for us. We're not celebrating. I had to figure a way how to come up with $151 yesterday to pay for my license plate. A little bitty sticker. It's a sticker that big. $151, but I bought it from the bank. I had to pay $8.50 because the bank sold it to me. I said, why? They said, because that's what they cost. I said, but wait a minute. I pay $10 a month. They have all these extra things. And it says in my contract, I get this free. Well, we're under new management. Remember I told you my bank is under new management now. Remember? Because they would not comply. So the new bank come in and got them to comply along with 3 or 4 other banks in the area. The new bank won't comply to that. Then I said, then quit taking my $10 out. If I'm not going to get anything special, you can't just take money out of someone's account and give them nothing. The website they have when you go there to try to check what your balance is and that, it's terrible. I said, well, what about the automation for the phone call? I can just call in and check my stuff. It don't work. Hello, bro. I said hi to you earlier. Okay, Russ, are you saying hi to me? Because of you, hi. We've been talking, Russ. You have to be talking to someone else. Yeah, space travel. What about them underground railway systems that if you blink, you're already in Paris? Remember, guys, I got to stand up and get a drink. I'm real dry, so continue talking. I'll be right back. That's what it is. Yesterday, when this cup fell off the top of the thing, it got a crack in it. Because when I'm trying to drink, it's spilling all over me, makes it look like I'm slobbering. That's why I stood up. Okay. What other questions? All licenses are illegal. Yes. Teleportation. Papa, are you doing a live tomorrow? I'm not planning on it, Ella, only because tomorrow's such a big day. But if something good happens, now I won't do on Sunday either. I don't know. It depends on how things go. If I do, remember, Liam's got a game, 11 o'clock, isn't it, Liam? All quantum. The evil elites had a lot of technologies from what they did. Man, the things that they're finding underground, Janet, is unbelievable. Oh, Liam isn't watching. I told see, that's why he don't have a wrench, Ella. So, oh, she watching on it? And then whenever she wants to say something, someone types it in for her. Okay, Janet, we'll see you later. Thanks for coming on. You know, Janet, that's a tremendous question. When will they stop the taxes on where was that at again? I know I've seen it. Oh no, Beth said it. When will they ever stop the taxes on paychecks and properties? I love that question because the hat says that they're going to stop this stuff. The hat says that we're gonna change things, but we don't see it changing. But everyone remember, flood social media tomorrow, wishing him a happy birthday.
I'd rather pay taxes on my property than pay taxes to the school.
See now, Beth, when you said that about the taxes, Ron's over here. And he says, I'd rather pay taxes on my property because at least that's mine. Now, Ron's never been married. He hasn't had nothing to do with the Herscher High School school system since 1964 when he graduated. So 36 and 25 years is what, 61? 61 years he's been out of the Herscher system. But yet, his taxes this year, just paying to the Herscher school system, was 3/5 of what all his taxes were that he has to pay. What's all that, Liam? A star, a smiley face, and I have no idea what the other one is. So, Liam, do you want to take a moment and tell everybody how good a baseball player you are? I'll tell you a quick story about him playing ball. He almost got hit with a pitch. Not the other night, it was another game. And he almost got hit by a pitch. And he looked out in the stands at me, and his eyes went like that, like you almost get hit, and you call it a strike. he got yelled at by his mom and dad because they don't want that kind of attitude. And I can't go over their heads, but that doesn't mean I didn't agree with him. Oh, that's Addison? Okay. Now I understand. I think she's just telling me how much she loves me. Addison, are you still mad at Papa or Grandpa? It's just ridiculous, Beth, what the taxes we pay now. It's stupid. There's no reason, but yet, what are we going to do? We got to do what we got to do. So, okay, guys, I'm going to give you about 2 more minutes, and then I haven't had supper yet. Okay. Holy moly. She just put a whole bunch up there. She's not mad at me. Well, I didn't think she was because she wanted to know when she was going to get to see me again. All of that old stuff's going down, David. You're right. Ian, I know you said that as a joke, but truthfully, you can't. You can't. Yeah, I don't know if you guys seen what Ian said. So much tax, I can't afford to die. I think myself personally, I just think what they're doing right now is they're trying to wake up people at our expenses. They're trying to wake up people at our expenses by doing this to show them everything that they've done. I mean, this is ridiculous what they're doing. This is true, Janet. Ella thought that was funny about you can't afford to die. Ella, did you guys go to the pool today? Yes, as Beth says, happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the dads. But also, there's a lot of moms out there that had to play mom and dad. So happy Father's Day to you too. But yeah, well, it's kind of nasty out there. It's supposed to rain. I'm going to probably get off here in a minute or so and go close my window in my car. Well, the people, Ella, they got used to the last 2 days in the 90s. Yes, the IR is gone with that SNI. You know what? People are starting to say goodnight. Guys, we've been on for an hour and 17 minutes. I'm gonna say goodnight. My granddaughter likes to do shows, so who knows? We might pop in here tomorrow. Liam has a game at 11 o'clock, right? Ella, can you check with your mom and make sure the game's at 11 tomorrow, or is it at 10? Don't leave me yet. Tell me what time the game is. Yeah, she must have left. Okay, guys. Say your goodnights. Had a great time tonight. A lot of fun. Thanks for coming on, Ella, and all the kids and everyone. Janet and Beth and Bill and David and Ian. And I'm trying to read his. Oh, Grandma Bo's on here. Grandma Bo, you come on just for us to get off. It's at 11. Okay. I'll see you then tomorrow. You got any money left so we can get some popcorn? Good night, everyone. God bless, and we love you as all. Okay. Don't have no trouble getting